Hey everybody, it's your girl Bunny. To all of my returning subscribers, hey, how you doing? And for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Kick your feet up, subscribe to this family-friendly channel, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss any posts. Also follow me on Instagram at the same profile name so you don't miss the sneak peeks of what's coming up next. In this video, it's Ready to Love Miami, episode 8, entitled The Truth Will Set You Free. I give a full episode recap with photos offset to the side, and then I give my review at the end. No need to dig around and keep all of the minute marks in the comments. It's all coming up next. The fellas join in the lounge, and the power to eliminate is back in the men's hand this week. The men got to meet the ladies' friends last week, and this week it's up to the men to introduce their connections to their truth teller, the truth tellers of their lives, the person who always keeps it real and will let you know the truth, whether it's a person from your job, a family member, or even your ex. They may ask or see things you missed with your connections. At the end of the week, Tommy wants the scoop. Randall invites his ex, Brittany, as his truth teller. She's always been there for him, even at his lowest times. He wants her to meet 3 women, Tronika, Kayla, and Jamala. Jamala says to production that it's not a competition with the other ladies. She understands everyone has a different type of connection with Randall, and what they share is different from the other ladies. Tronika asks when they dated and how long they were together. They dated for 2 years around 2014, and they learned that they were better as friends, but they're still cool. Brittany wants to know what personal goals do they have for themselves. Kayla wants to be a full-time entrepreneur and someone to be by her side as a business owner as well. Jamala says for Ra and herself is organization, being there as a support system and truly being his friend. Kayla says to production that when Jamala says things about Randall, it's weird. It's like she's in a competition and he's actually something she can win. I'm like, chill out, mama. Brittany wants to know what are some things that you don't like about Randall. Tronika says communication, but he has gotten much better after they addressed the matter. Kayla agrees with Tronika. She shouldn't have to pull information out of him. Jamala says that she wants him to share what he expects of her. She's expressed what she wants from him, but he hasn't. Brittany compliments all of the ladies on their beauty and focuses in life. She thinks that Randall needs someone who can be there, and if either one of them can pull that out of him, then great. Kayla says to production that she enjoyed the date and is proud of her confidence. Hopefully Brittany can provide some insight what's best for him, and hopefully that's what he wants as well. Now Brittany weighs in on the ladies. She thinks that Kayla is a calm and has a sweet energy, and he needs that type of energy. It seems like Tronika really didn't show her true self when asked about their personal goals, and Jamala talked about you and not herself. He needs someone that will not just be about him. Mike brings out his family friend, Gerlonda. They grew up together. He wants her to meet 2 women, Kayla and Brandy. First to arrive is Kayla. She shares that they have a connection, but they both have admitted that having a guard up is a problem. Gerlonda says that Mike needs to let her know that he's interested. When Brandy arrives, it's kind greetings all around the table, and they all jump into their feelings about children. Both Kayla and Brandy had their reservations about dating men with children, but now they understand that it's a part of his life and have accepted that aspect. Once again, Kayla says to production that she feels that she did a good job with sharing her feelings and being honest. When Kayla leaves, the sparked conversations and the sparks continue to fly between Brandy and Mike. Even Gerlonda notices it and teases how she's making Mike nervous. He continues to move his legs back and forth. After Brandy leaves, Gerlonda notices that he does have an attraction with both women, and it seems a little bit more genuine with Brandy. Mike says to production that Brandy has been the same since day 1, since I met her. And with Kayla, their connection is slowly progressing. With the dinner date, it sparked more things with Kayla. He is stuck with a tough decision. Samson invites Alabelle, his ex-girlfriend, to offer her words of advice. She will meet his strongest connections, Brandy, Looney, and Charisse. Charisse arrives, and she's ready to view their personality to help her understand what his tastes are. He really hasn't said what he's attracted to. Brandy says the same thing to production. She wants to know what he likes because he really hasn't given insight on those details. Alabelle wants to know if the ladies can truly see themselves with Samson, and Charisse immediately raises her hand, saying, well, I do. He's nice and he's genuine, and I can see myself developing something with him. All in all, I will fight for him. I will fight for what I want. Looney says to production, wow, it's giving very much pick-me vibes, and tells Alabelle that she's not fighting for a man. She makes sure that she shows and provides what she's bringing to the table, and it's up to Samson to know if he wants her. Brandy states that she's had a connection with Samson, but she was curious about the gift giving. He gives gifts to everyone, and the strongest connection should know what are the true intentions. Samson says to production that he was only showing initiative with the people he had connections with. Now he's feeling some sort of way about Brandy's statement. Looney wants to know from Alabelle, when she started to date Samson, how long did it take for Samson to open up? She says it took a while, and it may take patience with him to open up. The women agree that Samson really hasn't opened up as they expected and hope that he will see that vulnerability is needed. After the date, Alabelle thinks that Charisse has a calm energy about her. She put herself out there. She didn't really see a connection with Brandy and Looney. It seems as if they want someone to pick them and don't look anywhere else. Samson says that he will think and pray and trust what his decision will be. Swayze brings his friend Ish to meet Kadian. He wants his insight, of course, and mentions to production that he's still upset about the debate that he had with her friend Ching. He feels that Kadian didn't step up for him. Kadian says to production that I hope he doesn't do the same thing that happened in the last dinner to me, but I'll just sit down and let them lead. The energy is a bit off, but Ish starts the conversation by requesting Kadian to say something interesting about herself. She starts off by saying that she has 2 French bulldogs. Unfortunately, Swayze doesn't like animals. Ish gets deeper with the questions and wants to know what are some things that they need to work on. Kadian says it's communication. She can express herself, but Swayze shuts down. He even met her friend. Things started off a bit rocky and she went in for his throat. Ish notes that your friends can tell a lot about you, but Kadian disagrees. After the quick date, Kadian thanks the gentleman and leaves everyone to enjoy the rest of the day. Ish says to Swayze that there is a connection there, but he can sense the tension. Maybe they had a disagreement earlier. He does encourage them to take things day by day and not to jump into a situation just because they have a connection. Swayze shares that it's the little things that have him doubtful about Kadian. She's sometimes dismissive when they talk, and it comes off as disrespectful. He will surely think about everything. LJ brings his ex-girlfriend Lauren to meet Trinika and Looney. Lauren and LJ broke up earlier in the year, so the relationship is still fresh. The relationship lasted less than a year. Also, the last time he had sex with her was about a month ago. And Trinika says to production, wow, last month was 2 days ago. Did they have sex last week? LJ is surely in the hot seat and starting to sweat. Looney arrives and wants to know if there's some sort of romantic connection. Maybe this date will bring more clarification. Trinika is quick to fill in Looney that she's missed that LJ and Lauren have had sex and it was a month ago. Looney and Trinika want to know and joke, but they're serious. Is there still something there between you two? I mean, there might be potential. Lauren, how do you feel? Lauren says that she's still in love with LJ, and LJ saying that it's possible, but he joined the process looking for something new. LJ says to production that he wished Lauren would have asked the ladies more questions to help him out, but it didn't go as planned. It's a double date with LJ, Charisse, Kadian, and Mike. LJ says that he likes that everyone is dressed in beautiful colors and everyone looks nice. And for a while, Kadian asks Mike several questions, but Mike gets frustrated. He can't clearly answer one question without her interrupting with another one instead. Charisse chimes in and says, yeah, she's very aggressive. She also isn't a true friend. She even shows a text from Kadian saying that if they don't find love, at least they found each other. Mike even says, aw. Kadian says that that's not her issue. She's there to find love and not to build friendships. She was being nice. Charisse then tells her she's fake and the argument begins. Charisse even spills the tea about Kadian that at the beginning of the process, she tells Charisse that none of the men here have any money and even invites Charisse to have dinner with her sugar daddy. Kadian fires back saying if that's the case, Charisse is just as fake. She even made fun of Samson's car. Charisse calls her ignorant, she's a little girl, and a big bad bully. Kadian mocks her by making sounds. Rawr. Ooh, big bad bully. Rawr. She has no interest in being Charisse's friend at all. The gentlemen are speechless. It's the gentleman's lounge, and Tommy notices that the fellas appear drained. What happened? Mike updates everyone that his friend is Team Brandy. LJ says the ladies found out that things with his ex were not too long ago, and maybe the ladies are doubtful now that he's looking for something new. Tommy reminds him that an ex is that status for a reason. Randall says his friend is Team Kayla. She liked Jamala too, but he has some decisions to make. Sampson says his friend liked Charisse. He liked that Charisse was bold and wanting to proceed with what she wanted, and she gave confident answers. Swayze says what bothers him about Kadian is the communication part, and Mike can attest to it. She's very rebuttal, and sometimes it's awkward. Tommy only wants the strongest connections to survive, so who are they not digging? Samson says Kamala, there's no connection. Mike says Charisse. We went on a double date. Kadian expressed that she wasn't there to make friends, and Charisse lost it. LJ says Looney. Maybe that's just a friendship. Mike says Looney. There's not a connection. Randall says Looney. And Swayze says Kayla. She's a one-upper. When you say that you're doing good or say something about yourself, she tries to one-up you. Mike, Samson, and Swayze all agree. Trinika. Tommy announces that it's elimination time, and next week he's sending everyone out for a weekend getaway. That weekend will allow them to see the ladies and what they're really like. Trinika meets with Mike, and Samson meets with Looney. Trinika says to production that she's pissed. She knows that the men had a meeting in the lounge, and there's a reason why she's there. She can't even muster up a smile. Mike tells her that the guys felt that it's hard to build a connection with them, and Trinika is so upset she curses, saying that's not true and that's a bunch of BS. She's put in so much effort, 100% to get to know everyone. Mike waits on her to cool off a little bit so he can get a word in, and lets her know that the men decided that she's still ready to love. They even hug as she's relieved of the news. She says to production, of course I'm still ready to love. I've always been ready to love. I'm glad I can continue with my connections. Looney speaks with Samson as she knows what's coming, and she's not happy about what's next. Samson gives her yellow tulips because yellow is symbolic of joy. From day one, she's always had a smile on her face. Unfortunately, the guys feel that she's not ready to love. Looney takes it all in stride and says that it was an interesting process, and they even cheers to the future. And that is the end of the episode. And now it is time for your favorite part of the video. That's right, my review. Can this season be over with already? We are on episode 8. And as I have said in each season, they need to keep everybody together throughout the entire process, because we learn the most out of everybody when they have these weekend getaways, because they're able to see how they act in everyday life. Do you take a bath every day? Are you clean? Do you have an attitude? Or are you just putting on a persona? And if we can meet the real person and not your representative. So they really need to switch it up and put them all in this reality show house, have cameras all over the place, and that's when we can have the best and the shadiest and the best reality television show ever that's on network. One thing I will say about this season is that we're drained. We want something new, and I've said it each time that it may seem sexist, it may seem that it's just TV ready, but we need a younger cast. We really just need faces for TV, which is sad to say, but we need some nice, attractive people. It can be shallow, but who doesn't like looking at beautiful people? They need to do that. A lot of the makeup is just so heavy, making these women look older. Everybody has kids or they don't want kids. It's just the mashup with the cast. The casting director really needs to put the foot in and say what is going to give the ratings and what's going to make this interesting. You also got to have dynamic of culture. Now, this is the first time we've seen any other ethnicities with Charisse, and we even saw the ex-girlfriend with Lauren. I really think it'd really be interesting if they threw in some more Hispanic, if they threw in a few white women. It would be very interesting, or even white men, Hispanic men, Asian men. Pick people that's just fine, okay? I don't care what it is. Get a mixture. It's already on the OWN network, okay? We know that the premise of all the shows geared towards people of color, okay? African-American Black audience. I get it. And many of you will say, oh, well, this is a Black show. We need to see all of us. We need to see us on there. We don't need any other ethnicities. But let me give you this. As I said many times before, statistically, every black woman ain't getting a black man. Okay, a black man is a hot commodity on the date in the dating world. Everybody want one. Okay, everybody want to snatch up a black man bag. Okay, and statistically, everybody won't get one. Statistically, everybody won't be a wife. Statistically, somebody's sharing somebody, whether you know it or not. So to make a realistic dating playing field would be great, and would bring more drama and more awareness of socioeconomical issues and more awareness of everything. These are issues that we need to deal with head on, okay? Because numbers don't lie. Many people are so confused why they can't find a good black man. Well, everybody want one, okay? As I've said before, many of the connections here, if there are connections, are because default, that's who's left, or it's infatuation and you really haven't had a chance to get to know anybody. Several people have said throughout this whole season, and we're on episode 8, I really haven't had that much time with this person. I've only went on one date with this person. Why? Because people are working and they have this filming dynamic where they only come in after they get off work, or this day, and you're filming here and you exchanging telephone numbers. And it upsets me that we don't even get to hear these conversations. We don't know what was said. We going off of people's words. It's just whack, okay? Charisse, she want to get chose real bad. Kayla, I think she's coming to the realization that she did come off as pick me in the beginning, and I don't think now she really cares. I think now she's just like, well, if I have a connection, then cool. If they like me and friends say I'm cool, then cool. She's really coming to the realization of just chill. She's telling other people to chill. You can see the jealousy dynamics when Jamala talks about rah, or when Brandy talks about Mike. It's like, all y'all make a decision already, okay? You can't have your cake and eat it too. Kayla is doing, I want to have my cake and eat it too. Mike is doing the same thing. He likes Brandy, but he also likes Kayla. Make a decision, you ain't all that, okay? Hate to say it, but you playing the field like that and thinking you can just juggle somebody is a mess. Samson, make a decision. Everybody talking to 2 and 3 different people, the way that this show is organized, and y'all running out of time, it's already set up like a hot mess. Just pick somebody. This show should be changed to ready to date. At the end of the season, it should be, I want to date these people. And after a while, after 6 months, they do a recap, they revisit it, who's still dating and who's together. I'm giving out gems here, okay? Will Packer, are you listening? On network, are you listening? Please take my ideas. Break me off a little something if you do, okay? Send a shout out if you do. But that's what's needed. That's what needs to be changed. This review won't be too long because I predicted this season already. And I've said everything that needs to be said. They should sign NDAs. They should not be on the internet, on social media, talking about stuff or saying stuff that's happened in the future, and we haven't even had the reunion yet. What's the point of the reunion if everybody's spilling the tea on Instagram or on YouTube? I mean, sheesh. Can we get people that are really ready to love and not people who are trying to promote their business, okay? Or just be on TV? Can that happen? Because if you're not going to get true, genuine people who really want to do that, and if you're going to mix it in with actors or wannabe actors or whatever, you might as well hire a whole bunch of actors and have something scripted. Okay? Let me know what you think. Subscribe, click like that button, click the like button. Click the notification bell so you don't miss any posts. Check out the final season of Atlanta. It's the FX original series. Check out the recaps and reviews of that. If you have not seen the show, make sure that you go back previous seasons within the playlist, get caught up. The show is 30 minutes, so the recaps are even shorter, and I explain everything. So make sure that you watch that. Also, check out Bell Collective Season 2, House of the Dragon, HBO original series, the prequel to Game of Thrones. There's just so much more, you guys. I'm going to drop about 6 videos. People need to understand that YouTubers are human too. We still have other things going on. We still have to record, still have to edit, still have to do all this stuff. Just show your girls some love. In the meantime, in between time, remember to take care of yourself and each other. Bye.